Are there things, what is that thing that you're so grateful for? All those things that felt like they were a mountain or an uphill task, you've done them. Maybe hata ulifutwa job Feb. It was not the best thing. March, ukakaa kwa nyumba ukishindwa utafanya nini? Never stop moving. I think that's the thing. Never stop moving. And sometimes take times to pause and you'll see how beautiful life is. Yeah. Saseni mkofiti, karibuni sana for Celes Reflection. I am your host, Celestine Dinda. It's always an amazing time, always a pleasure seated here. Every time I sit here to talk to you guys, I don't take it for granted, by the way. I count it as a blessing. Those 152 subscribers, which, by the way, nime notice something very interesting. Well, today we are doing a recap. And before we start that recap, when I was looking at my analytics za YouTube, it happens that out of our 258 subscribers, out of the people who come to my YouTube to watch, 68% of you have not subscribed. 68, only 32% ndo wako subscribed. So the 152 is just 32%. So please, if you always tune in, unajipatanga tu unapenda hizi episodes za every Wednesday, but ujaijiuliza by then nimegonga subscribe. Ebu gonga subscribe kwanza. Ebu gonga tushukishe hii 68 kidogo tuipeleke ka 50. I'd really appreciate. That's all I'm asking for you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, and today we are going to be recapping the year. Half the year is gone. Can you believe it? Like half 2026 is gone. We are in July. Tulianza mwaka pale. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! This year I have goals. Well, we all had goals. Even me, I had goals. We all wrote down our visions. We all, most of us had vision boards. Most of us had these New Year resolutions. Most of us had these goals that we have to hit by Q1, Q2. You know, nataka sasa leo tuki recap. Let us see how far we've come. Let us see what has worked, what hasn't worked. Like, let us go through the year. Halfway in 2026, what has been happening? Let me start first by saying my year so far. On Celes Reflection, I have had some of the most amazing guests and episodes ever. Like, ata nikiandika juzi recap my year personally now as Celestine, as Mama Tugi, I was like, there's just something that with my guest team waka wameleta. Ni kama I never saw it happen, but after episode iki-air, I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Hiyo episode imekuwa poa sana. Ama tukisha shoot episode. I'll give you an example. When the year began, we started with Susan Wanjiko. Susan akakuja akatuonesha the basic investment tips. Nakumbuka Susan akisema, you see, as a mama mboga, unaweza fungua kama ni hiyo ka mshwari kazidi kasako, unarusha tu kamia kako. If you watched Susan's episode in January on basic investment tips and you started investing, please, mkono juu. Thank you. I'm sure if you started in January, you are not where you were in January right now in July. As we are filming this, it's July the 10th. Mtai watch July the 10th up the 9th. If you started in January, ukaenda ukafungua sako after watch Susan amesema sako, ama MMF, ama you need an emergency fund, I'm very sure you're not where you are. You've made progress. You might have not gotten to where you want to be, to your goal, but the journey began. The step-by-step journey has started. After Susan left, we had Mukuru who came in as a founder. By the way, Mukuru, congratulations on your 1 million subscribers. Yo! Congratulations. That's huge. That's amazing. Akakuja akatuambia about founders, about the things, and I think The first episode where Abel told us amehostiwa kama a business founder and not a content creator ama a storyteller, alikuja as a founder. He talked about his business journey. Akatuelezea venye alianza na mashati zile alikuwa anasema alikuwa anavaa inakaa dera. Did you watch that episode? Did you watch? Did you watch this episode? Please, if you didn't, just go back and watch this episode on Mkuru's journey with his merchandise. Kwenye alianzia biashara, how he later on took Centonomy, and now this year, one of his goals was to take up now his business not as a passion, but now treat it as a business. Sijui kama uliwatch episode. Kama hukuwatch, please go watch that episode. After that, I think also we had Butita come in as a founder as well. Akaongelea venye walijenga SPM bars. They started with Kido na Betty, wali meet, and something interesting with all these founders who've come to this founders series ama Celes Reflection on my YouTube channel in general, wanasemanga wakianza, it's not like they all had a clear picture of where they're headed to. What does that tell you? All you need to do is start. Butita alisema the same thing. Si tukasema, wacha tuende pale tujenge ka desk, tutengeneze SPM. Like, walifungulia kwa kahoteli mahali. They were 3 during COVID. It's a COVID baby. SPM bars. And now we have SPM bars. We have SPM sports. It's a newsroom. It's a SPM Africa. And I remember Butita saying very well, you need to treat your page, watu wenye wa online businesses, as a mall. I'm so happy nakumbuka hizi points. Alisema, treat it as a mall. Kuna mseleo atakuwa tu anatembea pale hivyo kwa mall. Be it TRM, be it Two Rivers, be it. Atapata duka yako imefunguliwa imefungwa. You see how small businesses, they are like, we are open today, come. That is how you should treat your social media page if you're a SME, ama if you're starting, ama you're wondering what should I be doing. Every day, fungua duka yako, fagia. In this case, duka yako ni online, juu hauna physical place. But huwezi sema ati leo, because I'm working online today, I won't open. Fagia, onesha watu you're still there. Every day post. Always be, yani wewe ndio uko hapa. Tukifungua tu IG, tunapatana na wewe. That is what Butita was saying. After that, I think we had another amazing guest we've also done Mother's Day. Something about Mother's Day, and I'm so grateful to our kids and moms. Asanteni sana. Your topic, it felt very sensitive to, it was, nizile topics then you're like, okay, nisilie, mi ni mgenge by the way, yeah. But it turned out to be one of the most watched this year episodes. Like the engagement, unajua ile episode unafanyanga alafu unapost recap, unapost katiza kake Instagram na TikTok, na engagement inabaki ikiongelelea information. Let me tell you how as content creators tunajuanga, ama as Celestine, not as content creators, as Celestine Dinda. When I'm doing an episode and then we derive a katiza and then post it on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook, and the conversation remains to what we were talking about. Like, it did not shift. In fact, when it went to TikTok, everybody was sharing like how I also lost my daughter, I lost my son, it's been 6 months, I hate Mother's Day because I lost my mother. I feel so nice when we have a conversation and the engagement sticks to our topic. I'm not saying zile zingine. Of course, they say engagement is engagement, but the truth is, you would love your content to remain as you had envisioned, ama you had planned. Ama hata saa zingine it goes beyond your envisions. Like those ones did. Like that one did. I wasn't sure. I enjoyed the episode. Of course, that's one thing inakwambianga. If you enjoy the episode with your guest, you're like, this one will be amazing. But there are those that go beyond. Kama hiyo ilinishtua. Thank you so much for those who open their hearts out. Ulikuwa unapata msee ameandika comment ya venye something alihapeniwa kama kitu kaa hiyo. Unapata msee amereply hapo chini anamwambia hugs mom, it will be okay. Like you guys were engaging with each other. Do you know some rich engagement, some authentic engagement, some engagements you cannot buy. Like you cannot do anything to have such engagements. So that's why I'm saying that is among the most amazing episodes I've had this year. There's also another episode we've had this year where we hosted Douglas remote jobs, remote works. Hey. It had the exact feeling. Iyo nilipata watu wamekata to snippets, imezunguka TikTok, but we are still focused on the engagement. Like, we were not talking about, we were focused on, even remote jobs, you can go to this site and get, unapata mse, aki mi nisaidie, aki chukua namba yangu nisaidie, okay, go to this side. Like, unajua, that is what we call rich engagement. Like, this was the, ndio ilikuwa title, and we've taken it to diversify, like tumebaki kwa hiyo title, but tumesaidiana. Some things mimi nikiwekelea siwezi saidia kila kitu. As I say on my bio, I am just here to learn and unlearn. So if a guest comes in like Douglas, akuja awambie about remote jobs, and Douglas, thank you so much. You are so hakuficha. Like, Douglas was not even beating around the bush. Like, he was saying it as is. And I feel that's why when you have someone who is just sharing my story, this is how I work, this is how I started, this is how I got paid, this is how they pay. Hata nyinyi as the viewer, you can see, enye huyu hadanganyi, enye huyu akona point, alafu sa pia unachangia yako. Iyo engagement ilikuwa huge. In fact, it's among the top 3 most watched episode this year on my channel. I'll do another one this last half. I'll look for someone else. We talk about remote jobs, because that's how we also get to know the feedback. Unaona, enye people are in dire need of this information. People would love to learn more about remote works based on the feedback you're getting. Juu watu walianalyze hiyo kitu. Nilikuwa napatana nayo kwa WhatsApp status. Ukipatana na content yako kwa WhatsApp status ya mtu, na si ati ni wewe alikuitisha ama nini, unajuanga hiyo imesafiri. Na sio content ya kitu ingine, like, not these things that we love to, things that are helpful, things that are helping people get jobs, building people's, giving hope to people. Yeah, so thank you so much, Douglas. Then we had a therapist. Of course, any day, anytime, I'd be happy to host a therapist. Because even as a country, we've gone through so much in the last 6 months. As a country, we've gone through it all in the last 6 months. We've lost children, sio economy yetu, sio like tu mafuta imefika sijui tu what sahi. Kuna tu a lot of frustrations in the country, and you see that plus what we are going through in our personal lives. It's always nice, ama it's always good. I always feel it's good when we have a therapist. A therapist mwenye nashinanga nikiwa request, if you love to get help, chukua hata ka notebook. Therapist akisema hivi na hivi na hivi, andika and start trying out these things. Because if you want to change your behavior, ama if you want to get help, you must be willing to, unajua kuingiza vitu mpya, learn new things, learn. Therapist akisema, like, she was here, her name is Chimvuste. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Chimvuste. Shalom. Yeah, Shalom, right? Yeah, so akikuja, akituguide sisi wote, I call it a what therapy, a session therapy for all of us, inclusive ama all of us, we're having a groupy therapy. It's good. Akisema tu kitu na ufeel enyewe imenisaidia, it's good to note it down and try doing it. It might help you, ama it might help your friends. So mtumie your link pia ya watch. Then we also had JP fitness coach. Now let me tell you something. 6 months inaweza kuwa kidogo na inaweza kuwa mingi. When JP was here, I was at, I think, 82, 83 kgs. I am not so sure, but I was somewhere there. 82, 83 kgs. Was it before niende? Yeah, I was at 83 kgs. 82, 83 kgs. Now, 6 months later, ama 6 months later, whatever, how many months later since JP came, I am below 79 kgs. That's how 6 months ni mingi na ni kidogo at the same time. JP came in na akasema, you might walk 10k steps as much as you want. You might run and do whatever you want. You might, at a board, go for a boarding at the gym. But if you do not track your meals, if you do not check what you eat. Na nakumbuka kwa teaser nikikata nikisema that's me. I have been at the gym for since 2019. Nimekuwa nikiworkout. I have been running since 2024, but not running. But I have been moving my body up until niingize meals. Like ni incorporate now exercise plus kukula vizuri. Ndio scale yangu imeshuka. I am so happy. Because clearly nothing is impossible. But also, maybe I needed him to show me a little, unaona katwik kadogo tuka have this grams of this. In fact, it looked so hard in January akiniambia get a weighing scale ya kukanyaga weight na weighing scale ya chakula. Every day. Asubuhi, weighing scale yangu iko kwa bafu. Nasi ati lazima ufanye kasele. But I thought how hard it would be. Every morning I'm supposed to weigh myself. In the morning, first thing before uvae nguo za gym, uende gym. Weigh myself, then go work out, then feed in. Sometimes use a circumference, ile tape measure, pima waist, wekelea hapo. You know, ilikuwa inakaa so hard. But now looking back, Celestine, I have done that for 6 months. Of course, there are days you will not step on the weighing scale. Like when I travel, I won't carry my weighing scale. So I won't. But unaona kwa app yake, he has this app. Kuna range. So, in fact, if you see my graph, we started January there's a day on January nilikuwa 92 kgs. My graph has been going like this. And not straight like this. Sijui kama nitajaribu nipe editor. Inaenda hivi. But, nini tumeshuka. 6 months in, I am so proud of the Celestine I have become. Kanyagaing that weighing scale nowadays, nilirealize it's only 10 seconds. Umekanyaga umesimama, imekuonesha. It's the same thing ushazoea when you wake up, you first go to the washroom. It's not hard. It becomes part of your life somehow. Nilikuwa nafikiria kupima chakula ingekuwa ngumu. Well, I don't pima every day. But imefika mahali pia na macho naweza kuambia kaka ugali ni grams ngapi za carbs, mchele. But I did it for like the first 2, 3, 4 months faithfully. Mpaka sahi kwenye imefika naweza kuambia leo nimekula vibaya na sikupima. Like I can somehow tell. So thank you so much JP for coming. After that episode, JP told me your people have really reached out. And I hope, if you reached out, I hope you're happy with your progress. I hope you're also proud of yourself for the far you've come. Even if graph haijashuka kama ya Cele, the small nitty-gritties, kama za kukula vizuri, unakula mboga asubuhi. Alituambia kukula veggies asubuhi is a very simple hack. 250 grams of veggies in the morning. Before you start anything, make sure chakula yako iko na mboga. That small tip, you might have not gone to JP physically and enrolled to his fitness coach, but you might have taken that tip alisema kwa hii episode yake, and you started and you've seen changes. You see? So 6 months down the line, I would love to know, kama ulianza, umefika wapi, ilikusaidia aje. Okay? Then we also had Joy. Joy was a behavioral therapist, if I'm not wrong. I'm a behavioral teacher. Akatuelezea how she deals with kids in the spectrum, autism spectrum. So akatuelezea how small habits ama small things unaweza fanya mtoi mpaka akakuwa independent ama akaweza tu fully coexist with other kids alone. Like that is another world yenye when you hear it from someone like Joy who lives in that space, you get to understand how when they talk about inclusivity ama they talk about, you just get to understand how diverse the world is. Because she was talking, and I love it because when I bring someone like Joy, we have parents with kids in the spectrum. So unapata kusema, thank you so much Sele, can I get her contact? Can she please help on how? Because Joy, what Joy does, ana move na mtoto wako through all the stages until your baby can ask for water, ask for tea, stay in class with other children, then they reward. So it's like if today you ask for water, ama if today you sit in class for 5 minutes, you get a reward. Please, if you did not watch that episode and maybe you're interested with kids in that spectrum, ama you'd love to learn more of that information, this is the episode. Joy shared so much knowledge in that area. Na nafilingi poa sana because I get to use my platform to reach those people who would love to hear such information. Na maybe hakuna mahali wanaweza ipata. So Thank you so much, Joy, for coming to our episode. Thank you for your time, and thank you for also sharing resources, knowledge, and what you know around that area. Then we also had our Wakili. Before the Wakili, we had a KRA, the auditor. Her name was Regina. Her name was Regina. Regina is an auditor, and Regina was like a teacher. Nakumbuka nikiambia Regina, if KRA taught us in school, naweza taka hata apatiwe ako ka class, because Regina taught us, na I hope ulifile returns zako. Ama system haiko inafanya? Ama system ilihang? Because when we were talking about KRA, it was even before June. So nilikuwa nasema at least nimechanua watu wa page yangu, wa YouTube yangu, waanzange mapema. Anyway, thank you so much, Regina. Regina came here, and I have 2 friends who run businesses who reached out to Regina. Juu walikuwa na hizo mashida za, unajua hizo ma-auditing na hizo ma-taxes, and I love it when I'm able to, hata mtu mmoja, mi nasemanga nikifanya tu episode hapa, mtu mmoja tu. Biblia inasemanga aje? If one of you, there's that scripture. Just one. And I think I live with that here. So people, I have 2 friends who walipata assistance from Regina. Of course, when your business has grown over all these years, na uko unaelewa story ya taxes, you'd love someone who can come in and help you and rescue you in one way or the other. So thank you so much, Regina. In case you didn't watch that episode again and you're planning to start a business, and Regina said most businesses even do not make it up to 6 months. So if you started a business in January and you've made it to June, clap for yourself. If you started in January and you've made it to June, Regina said not many businesses get there. Na akasema, if you want your business to become the large taxpayers, you know, wale ma big fish, unajua, big boys and big girls, you cannot evade taxes. Just anzana tu na taxes vizuri. Akatuelezea story ya biashara yako ikiwa na buy goods na till number na sijui what na registered business. Kama ilikupita, episode ndio hii. Please go watch it. And I remember feeling very happy the following day ama 2 days later, I was running. Hizi morning runs zangu. Nikamit na chale mwingine kwa barabara, akaniambia Sele manze, asanti sana. Hiyo episode ya taxes, manze umenisaidia sana. Just that one person. Imagine that's all I always need. If I get that, I get fuel to keep on producing these episodes. I get fuel to reach out to all these people and call them and beg them if I have to, but I don't beg. Most of them are very easy. I just reach out and I'm like, please, will you come? Then we talk about. So just that one person, moja tu, akiniambia Sele asanti, ananipeanga hiyo motisha hiyo, the zeal and the energy. Thank you so much, Regina. Then after Regina, we had Wakili. Well, somewhere along the line, we had Wakili. I'm not mentioning everyone, but I'm just showing you the way hata minza jambe mwaka have been very consistent. Sele, give yourself a tap at the back. It has not been the easiest year. It has not been the smoothest year. But the fact that we've had an episode every Wednesday from January till date, hata mimi. Well, last week we didn't have an episode. I think tulikuwa tunapanga sasa the last half of the year. Tunawapangia. And in case you feel like there's someone I need to bring, pia we nisaidie kupanga. Like you can comment down below, tell me who, ama mpatie email yetu ndo hii. I reach out, then we can always communicate and see how we can have them on set. So we had Wakili Ngugi. Wakili Ngugi alikuja akatufunza about succession, matrimonial property, wills, and everything in between, including you separating with your partner and just separating on social media. You know, separating ile unfollow. Ama ile separating, I'm not following you, you block on WhatsApp, you block on phone number. Forgetting that you have documents signed together where the government still knows you're the wife and you're the husband. Alituambia those small things. You say, tuliachana. It's been 5 years now. Haujui yako wapi? Wewe huku kwingine hajui uko wapi? Maybe uko anaendeleza biashara, wewe unaendeleza biashara. So whatever you invest in is still matrimonial property. Did you watch that episode? Students, did you watch that episode? If you did not, here's the episode. Please go watch it. There are small things that we fail because of lack of knowledge. In fact, even the Bible says, my people perish due to, I hope I'm quoting it correctly, due to lack of knowledge. Jua utasema tuliachana, na watu, mama yangu anajua tuliwachana, baba yangu anajua, lakini serikali inajua bado mko. We are not forcing you to go and but we are just telling you, it's good you know. If you know and you're okay with it, well and good. If you know and you're like, I didn't know, now you know. You'll act accordingly. So thank you so much Wakili Ngugi. Akatuelezea pia stories za succession. Akatuelezea stories za wills. Like even if you own a spoon, ama just that cup of tea, you can just start writing your will as early as now. Maybe you have a daughter, you have a son. Just start writing. If you have property and you're not married and you'd love to get into a relationship, alituambia kuna kitu inaitwa prenup. I think so, yeah. Where you state in, I'm coming in with this cup, I'm coming in with this property. So it is mine. It is not matrimonial. Na si ati ni vita. I remember me asking, haitakaa mbaya, si vita. We just need to know, this is mine. I came in with this. How could you ukisema you are going to leave? But it's good not to assume. In fact, I think the point was, do not leave room for assumption. Okay? That reminds me, there's an episode we did on Valentine's Day with Washeke. Nimekumbuka hiyo ya property na prenup, nikakumbuka ya Washeke. Nduati. Yeah. So in February, we had that Valentine's Day episode where Washeke was saying, it's good to go out, but can we talk about finances? Relationship and finances. It's inakanga a very hard topic. At the same time, it's a very important topic to have. Mention prenup before you marry, nikakumbuka hiyo. Because if you're going to become one, if you're going to live as one, then there are things that you cannot assume. Unaona, so finances, who's going to do this? What are we going to, if in case I happen to want to do my master's? If you did not watch that topic, relationship and finances, ilikuwa ya Valentine's Day, please go watch it. Hizi vitu, si ati, again, we are just here to learn and unlearn. We are not here to scare you. We are not here to tell you. We just need to have that knowledge. Knowledge is power. Yeah, so just have that knowledge. So thank you so much, Washeke. Thank you so much, Wakili Ngugi. Then we had our Father's Day episode where we had a guest who shared her journey, her fatherhood journey, daughter-fatherhood relationship journey. Thank you so much. Some conversations are very personal. So when you get someone who is willing to share, hata wewe unashukuru. Because, you know, like anashare to the entire world. Anaambia kila mtu. It's not easy. It's not easy sitting here, guys, na kuja kuanza kufunguka. Si rahisi. So thank you so much to our guest. She reached out and I was like, wow, this is a nice angle. Na niliona pia watu walirelate na nini yake. I love how nowadays the comments feel, the engagement. Thank you so much for the engagement. Watu wa kucomment, always commenting. Thank you so much. I love it because that's where you see, are we headed the right direction? That's where I get my feedback. Because here I'm alone talking to you. So when I post it and you guys leave a comment, nashukuru sana. Then we had Angie on bonds. Wale tulikuwa tunafikiria bonds za matajiri. Angie alikuja akaongelelea bonds mpaka nikaona kumbe ndo bonds. You know, like we learn mpaka we are like, this term looked very hard. It's like when Susan was telling us about equity, capital shares, stocks. We're like, kumbe hiyo ndo equity. Kumbe hiyo ndo shares, you know. So thank you so much to our guest. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really enjoy sitting here with guests. I sit here with guests and I do not live as the same Celestine who came in. Like I sit here with a lawyer, I sit here with a financial consultant, I sit here with a founder, I sit here with an auditor, I sit here with someone who is sharing their life story, and I don't live as the same Celestine who sat. Nikiamkanga na kwanga tu nimelearn kitu. Even with the latest episode we had for men's mental health with James Nyabera, you realize that people have so much information. We just need to get this information. We just need to be at the right place to get this information. So thank you so much to our guests. Thank you so much to our viewers also for watching. Thank you so much to those who comment. And if you comment and watch and you've not subscribed, nimetoka tu kusema, confirm kama ukiwatchingi, kama umesubscribe. Click subscribe. Then we shall get to 160, 170. We are at 152K. Thank you so much. Then the next thing that this year has happened now, to me personally, as Celestine Dinda, I would love, recap yangu, pia una recap yako, as so and so, as Jane, as Christine, as Moses, as Kevo, like recap. When the year started, I remember saying, this year I want to move more. In fact, one of the, kwa vision nini yangu, nimeweka nataka kukimbia, ni increase pace yangu. And I'm happy to announce that my pace right now, I'm at a pace of 8:20. From uko ma 9, ma 10. Well, there are days I will just walk. Kama today I just walked in the morning and it was at 11. But those days I choose to run, I'm at 8. So, well done, Celestine. I don't know how about you, Moses. I don't know how about you, Joanne. There's something you wrote down. Nanaweza taka, this is where you sit and reflect. Because we get mixed in all these things that are happening in life. Oh, leo tumeambiwa kesho tukae kwa nyumba. Oh, tumeambiwa kesho job kuna. Unasahau kuteka pause na kuketi. Unajiuliza, hebu ngoja. Nimetoka Januari hadi Julai. Mbona wewe Mungu ni wa magegania? Magegania is surprise. Wewe Mungu ni wa mambo makubwa. Like wait. Januari tukarudisha watoto shule. Mnakumbuka nikiwaambia kids will go back to school. In fact, there's an episode, January I was telling you, watoto wenye walikuwa wanakosa kuitwa shule wa STEM. Oh, ameitwa shule sijui haina STEM. Oh, sijui alifa. You remember that episode? Please go watch that episode, the January one. When I was telling you, imagine mtoto ataenda shule. Kama ni wa kuenda shule, December haitafika kama hajaenda shule. And I bet hata February, ama March, ama April, haikufika kama hajapata shule. Am I correct? Yeah. Like that's the beauty of life. January we were like, oh, anafaa tafutiwe shule. Oh, tumeitwa shule iko mbali. Oh, hizi shule wanatuita, mimi niko huko na nimeitwa day school iko huko. Sasa wanataka tufanye nini? You remember those complaints we had in January? Now I'm sure you're complaining of something else. It's okay. You complain. It's the nature of us human beings. We complain all year, in, out. But can you take a pause? Ebu pause kwanza sasa hivi Celes anasema pause. Ujiulize by the January. Si mtoto alienda shule? Landlord hakufunga. February tumeingia. Tukafanya hivi. Valentine's ikapita sikupata maua but ikaisha. March ikakuja. Shule zikafungwa. Zilifungwa March. I think zilifungwa March. Ama what happened in March but imagine ikaisha. April ikakuja. Wakafanya hivi, wakasema hivi, wakasema ikaisha. Tukaingia May. I don't know what happened in May in the economy. Mafuta tu ilikuwa inapanda kila mwezi. One thing I'm sure is mafuta ilikuwa inapanda kila mwezi. Wakapunguza 10 bob. Sijui walipunguzia 10 bob ya petrol ama ya diesel. You know, when you sit, take a pause, hata wewe mwenyewe utashtuka kurealize that wait, I've come all the way. Of course, it's not by our mighty or our power or our what. But imagine you've made it to July. You've made it to July. All those things that felt like they were a mountain or an uphill task, you've done them. Maybe hata ulifutwa job Feb. It was not the best thing. March, ukakaa kwa nyumba ukishindwa utafanya nini? April ingine ikapatikana. Ama pia April, ukapata kitu ya kufanya yako. You know? Na nataka mniengejee kwa comments. Please tell me. Like tell me. One of the things, you don't need to go into details. If you feel like going into details, tell me. But tell me, ukikula pause hivi, are there things, what is that thing that you're so grateful for? Like you're so grateful for even the gift of health. Sijagonjeka kutoka January. Nikale tu kahoma kana kujanga kavumbi. Tukasema corona is back season 3. You know? But ikaisha. I'm not saying that it has to be big. Well and good. If it's big, we are happy for you. But hata kama ukufanya kitu kubwa, trust you me, my dear. There is something that you will be grateful for. Unaweza kuwa unaiangalianga tu, but the fact that every month you've been able to pay rent, you've not slept hungry, you wake up, go to work, come back home. Ni sawa unaweza kuwa unasota, but somehow you've been moving. Simu ikaibiwa ukanunua ingine. Floods zikakuja, tukabebwa na maji, gari zikaingia maji. Ni mwaka. Matatu zikaingia maji, tukafanya memes za Nairobi tuna swim. We laughed about it until it got to a place like, no, it's not funny anymore, guys. When it started, we were laughing until it comes closer home, your friend's car, ama your friend's matatu, ama your neighbor's house, and we overcame. The season passed. Another season came. And such is the beauty of life. And I feel like, thanks to my therapist, if you don't fight this season somehow, life moves and life goes on. If there's one thing I've also learned this year, is doing things scared. Don't wait for the fear to go. Gathoni was here. Did I mention Gathoni, by the way? Gathoni came here for a Celes episode. How she was sharing how she left her abusive marriage. A marriage she left 16 years ago. Was it 16 years ago? Sai ndo amepata courage to even do a play around it and to even do a tour talking about her abusive marriage. And she said something. Nobody lives an abusive marriage ati courageous. Ati now I'm leaving. You still do it afraid. You're still in fear, but you're still so determined to pass out this information to help a small girl, a 16-year-old girl, a 21-year-old girl, a 25-year-old girl, no matter what. As much as I have this fear somewhere, I will still talk about it. I will even go out and create a play around it. So we do all these things in life afraid. And I think that's when you're told to take a pause. Take a pause. Unaweza kuwa tu mwaka ulipaka tu rangi nyumba ya mama yako. Ebu kaa tu uangalie nyumba ulipaka rangi. Ama inaweza kuwa tu mwaka ulibuy TV. You've been singing about that TV. If that is what you've done this year, give yourself a tap on the back. It doesn't matter how small it is. Maybe your nini was just to get out and do 2 kilometers every day. 2. Well done. All you have to do is keep moving. Whether you will move by like this, or you will move with your knees as you crawl, or you will do baby steps, or you will sprint. As long as you move, it doesn't matter your pace. You keep on moving. So I am so in love with that phrase here. You just have to move. Just keep moving. It will be tough. Some days it will rain. Some days you'll go out to run. You won't run. You'll just walk. But you've moved. Some days you'll wake up, uende soko, upate hizo earrings 5 hakuna, uchukue 2, but you moved. Okay? So I am just grateful, no matter how tough, because as a country, the mwaka has been tough. The first half has been tough. Hopefully, the last half ikuwe tu softer on us, bwana. Can we live? Can we enjoy? Isikuwe tena tu ni but if we have to kuendelea tu hivyo, we just keep moving. Kikuja hivi una dodge. Una dodge kwenye unaweza dodge, kwenye unaweza unarusha ngumi. But we just have to keep moving. And I am so happy. Yani hata mimi this recap, it's like I'm recapping as I'm reflecting. Unajua, and I love why we call this episode Celes Reflection. So yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you for always tuning in. Please let me know who you want us to have on the show. Let me know what you would love us to talk about. I love it when I have a guest. Tell me, how has your first half been? Did you learn a new skill? Ulienda shule? Something else. Nilienda shule hii mwaka. Hii yaki ningesahau kuambia ningeboeka. Well, if you watch the vlog, of course, you saw it. But the first time, let me tell you, the first time I tried doing Centonomy entrepreneurship, I did not finish. DNF, hiyo yenye tumesema ya marathon, DNF, I did not finish. I got pregnant. Yeah, and my certificate was Toria, Kimoda. And now this year, in that first half, I enrolled again in the Centonomy entrepreneurship program. And I finished. And I went for my graduation with my first certificate. Now, 3-point-something years, tuliendea na ESAT. I'll put that photo here. You see how 6 months can be a lot at the same time, kidogo? Tukaendea na tukachukua certificate. As we speak, I'm doing Centonomy 101. We are now 6 weeks in. So I have another 6 weeks to go. Uniambie these small habits. Because let me tell you, unaweza kuwa uliandika chini January, uliandika, na hata hukuandika, ama ulisema, ama ulifikiria ukawaza. this year I want to go to the gym. I'm using the gym because the gym is a very good example. Handwriting ukiangalia, huyu ni mimi. Hata hii date ni mimi. Niliketi nikajiambia, nitaenda gym. Could be, kuna a valid reason ujaenda kwa gym. But kama hauna reason haswa. Na gym, of course, gym is luxury, maybe you might say, ama gym is expensive. But you know, movement means, gym is just movement. So, hata kusema nataka kutoka nitembe. You just need to allocate time every day from 6 to 8. I need to move this body. And let me give you a hack. I have some of you who ask me, Celestine, when can we join tutembeange pamoja? And of course, for some, I try and explain that, you see, depending with your schedule, today, unaamka upelekane shule, utoke uende job, uende gym, depending with your schedule, panga time gani hapo itaingia yako ya kutembea. And trust you me, as long as you're safe where you're doing it, we have communities of people everywhere who are walking, who are running, you just need to take that step. Hiyo tu tokelezea siku moja nje kwa barabara. I remember telling a friend of mine, hii barabara inakuanga na watu wengi. You just need to walk out and you'll meet that community. You will meet them. Ziko kila mahali. Uko kwenu mwenye, as long as you're safe. Safety first. So like for me, I say nangoja mwangaza ingie, ama nipeleke watoto shule, ama niende gym. Aka mwangaza kakiingia, hata nikianza peke yangu, kwa njia kuna watu. You're safe. Your safety comes first. Okay? Tusiseme ati, you know, we don't want those unnecessary things because of, So as long as you feel like, I want to start running, don't wait for, si nimeambia nani tuanze. We anza, nani atakupatanga mbele. We changamka. It is, you're the one who feels, you're the one who needs it. You're the one who is feeling it. Nani might not be feeling it as much as you're feeling it. So please start. And once you start, you will realize, kumbe there's this lady who lives next door. So we can be calling each other. Allah, kumbe there's this woman who starts at this time. So I can tweak my time kiasi. We start with her. Kumbe even my neighbor runs here. Kumbe even. That's how our community is built. You don't need to get someone to be, we tokelezea tu, utashtuka sana kupata uko kwenu kuna watu utokelezea uko like, hey. Because when I started in January, nilikuwa natokelezea yangu uko. Imagine kidogo nikarealize, huyu jirani yangu kumbe hata yeye ndio jirani. Like hata nikamjua, kumbe hata yeye utokelezea. And that's how you start. So tokelezea and you keep moving and kidogo you're here, you're proud of yourself. 3 months in, 2 weeks in, a habit imekuwa behavior. Like it has become part of your life. And that has been the first 6 months. Of course, nikiketi chini ni ziko mingi, but I'm glad that when you sit and think, despite all that has happened in those 6 months, imagine there are all these many reasons to be happy about. So many reasons to be happy about. So many. But as human beings, we'll get tied to the bad things. Oh. But if you sit down, so please, my challenge to you today is sit down. Those goals that you wrote in January, have you at least, si lazima utik, but are you umesonga. Ukiandika ulikuwa hata 0. Ukiziangalia sasa unaona ni kama make steps ngapi hivi, ama tu bado uko kwa ile 0. Because there is one thing, if you write something and you actualize it, even your body inaanzanga kuona kumbe I can do these things. You start believing in yourself. You start believing kumbe I can actually, kumbe I can do it. Never stop moving. I think that's the thing. Never stop moving. And sometimes take times to pause and you'll see how beautiful life is. Yeah. Life is so beautiful. Yeah. And with that, I hope it's not 1 hour of talking, but yeah, with that, thank you so much for always tuning in. At least najua sijaongea peke yangu, kuna mtu mmoja atawatch. Thank you so much. And here's to the next 6 months of 2026. Cheers. The next 6 months, cheers to more guests. Cheers to more meaningful, deep conversations. And yeah, cheers to us getting to 160, 70, 80, 90, 200k subscribers. So please subscribe, share with your friends, comment down below, and yeah, see you next week on Wednesday. Bye-bye.